Imagine a world where the ultimate act of honor meant choosing your own gruesome death rather than living with a tarnished name. This was the brutal reality of seppuku, a ritual suicide deeply ingrained in the soul of the Japanese samurai. For centuries, this agonizing act was the final testament to a warrior's integrity, an escape from dishonor more terrifying than death itself. To understand seppuku, we must first delve into the unforgiving world of feudal Japan, a realm governed by strict codes and the unyielding spirit of the samurai. The samurai were not merely warriors. They were the elite, the protectors, bound by a moral code known as bushido. Bushido, the way of the warrior, emphasized virtues like loyalty, courage, integrity, compassion, and above all, honor. For a samurai, honor was more precious than life itself. It was the essence of their existence, the foundation of their identity. To lose honor meant spiritual death, a fate far worse than physical demise. This profound reverence for honor birthed the concept of seppuku, a final, deliberate act to reclaim or preserve one's dignity. It was not a suicide of despair, but an act of will, a defiant assertion of control in the face of insurmountable disgrace. The reasons for seppuku were varied, often stemming from military defeat, the shame of capture, or grave errors in judgment. A samurai might choose seppuku after losing a battle to avoid capture and torture, ensuring his loyalty remained unbroken. It was also a common punishment for serious crimes or disobedience, allowing the condemned to die honorably rather than by executioner's blade. Sometimes a samurai would perform seppuku as an act of protest against an unjust lord or policy, a final, powerful statement. Perhaps the most poignant form was Janshi, where a loyal retainer followed his lord in death, ensuring their service continued in the afterlife. This extreme loyalty underscored the unbreakable bonds within the samurai hierarchy, a devotion few modern minds can truly grasp. The ritual itself was meticulously planned, a solemn ceremony rather than an impulsive act of despair. Typically, it took place in a tranquil garden or a specially prepared room, chosen for its serenity. The samurai would purify himself, often bathing and donning a ceremonial white kimono, the color of death and purity. Before the act, he would compose a death poem, or jigai, expressing his final thoughts, often reflecting on the transient nature of life. These poems were poignant, often beautiful, a final artistic statement before confronting the void. Present were several witnesses, a supervising official, family members, and most crucially, the kaishikunin. The kaishikunin, or second, was a trusted friend or retainer, chosen for their skill with the sword and their loyalty. Their role was critical, to deliver a swift, clean decapitation at the precise moment, ensuring a quick and honorable end. The samurai would then be offered a final meal, often sake and a small dish, symbolizing his last earthly pleasures. He would then kneel, usually in the seiza position, placing the short sword, or tanto, on a small stand before him. With unwavering resolve, he would pick up the tanto. The conventional seppuku involved plunging the blade into the left side of the abdomen, drawing it across to the right. This was the ultimate test of courage, enduring unimaginable pain to demonstrate inner strength and control. The cut was meant to be deep, severing the intestines, a brutal and drawn-out death if left to complete naturally. It was at this agonizing moment, as the samurai began to falter, that the kaishikunin would act. With a single, swift stroke, the kaishikunin would decapitate the samurai, ensuring a quick and merciful end. The execution had to be perfect. A botched beheading would be a profound disgrace for both the samurai and his second. The kaishikunin often left a small strip of flesh connecting the head to the body, allowing the head to fall forward, a final act of dignity. The ritual was complete, honor was preserved, and the samurai's spirit was deemed to have passed on with integrity. While the traditional abdominal cut was standard, some samurai, in their defiance, performed a jumonji jiri, or cross cut. This involved a second vertical cut, creating a cross shape, an even more excruciating and slow death. Such an act demonstrated ultimate resolve, accepting an agonizing end without the aid of a kaishikunin. The first recorded seppuku is attributed to Minamoto no Uramasa in 1180 during the Genpei War. Facing overwhelming defeat, he chose death by his own hand rather than being captured by the Taira clan. Another famous example is Oda Nobunaga in 1582, cornered by his treacherous General Eiichai Mitsuhide. Rather than suffer capture, the great unifier of Japan chose to end his life in Honnoji Temple. Perhaps the most iconic tale involves the 47 ronin, whose leader, Oishi Kurenasuke, performed seppuku after avenging their master. Their collective act of seppuku, ordered by the shogun, cemented their legend as paragons of loyalty and honor. While seppuku is most often associated with men, women of the samurai class also practiced a similar ritual known as jigai. Jigai involved slitting the throat with a short blade, often after binding their ankles to ensure a dignified posture in death. Their reasons were similar: preserving family honor, avoiding capture and rape, or following a husband in death. Beyond the formal ritual, other forms of self-inflicted death existed, like tsumjiri, a less formal, quicker seppuku. This might occur on the battlefield, or when there was no time for full ceremony, a grim, immediate choice. The romanticized image of seppuku often overlooks the brutal, visceral reality of the act. Despite the samurai's training, the body's natural instinct for survival meant immense suffering. Failed attempts, though rare, resulted in prolonged agony and profound shame, a truly horrifying end. The practice of seppuku gradually declined with the modernization of Japan during the Meiji Restoration in the late 19th century. In 1873, seppuku was officially outlawed by the government, a move to distance Japan from its feudal past. However, the deeply ingrained ideals of honor and self-sacrifice did not simply vanish overnight. Echoes of the samurai spirit, and even acts resembling seppuku, continued into the 20th century. Perhaps the most famous modern instance was the seppuku of author Yukio Mishima in 1970. Mishima, a staunch traditionalist, performed the ritual after a failed coup attempt, protesting Japan's perceived loss of samurai values. His act shocked the world, a brutal reminder of the enduring power of ancient ideals. Seppuku remains a complex and often misunderstood aspect of Japanese history. It was not simply suicide, but a profound cultural statement, a final act of agency and defiance. The samurai's choice to die by their own hand underscored the ultimate value placed on honor, loyalty, and duty. It was a grim, beautiful, and utterly terrifying expression of the human will to control one's own fate, even in death. The echoes of these brutal choices resonate through history, reminding us of a time when dignity was paramount and life was often expendable in its pursuit. Seppuku stands as a chilling testament to the extremes of honor and the profound depth of the samurai spirit. It is a story of ultimate sacrifice, a raw, untold history etched in blood, and the unwavering resolve of ancient Japan. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the brutal heart of samurai honor. If this exploration of seppuku has shed new light on the depths of historical sacrifice, please consider giving this video a like. Share your thoughts on this complex topic in the comments below. We always appreciate your insights. And subscribe to Death Historica for more untold stories from the darkest corners of human history.